there. Have you ever wanted to create a workbook for your course or your client, and you probably wrestled with trying to make it fillable? Now, you might have created it on Canva and had these gorgeous little fill-in boxes. Then you saved it as a PDF because you want them to download it. But then you realize you need another tool to make it into fillable fields. Is that you? Well, what if I told you you could just skip all of that, use a Google Doc instead? So in today's video, I'm going to walk you through how I create a clean, professional looking, juicy, fillable workbook. And it's right inside of Canva Docs. So it's super easy. You don't have to create it here, add another tool, download it, upload it, all of that kind of stuff. Cloud-based. So you can update it anytime. And it's so easy to share with your students or your clients. There's no file size limits, no download drama, all of that kind of stuff. You can build these things for your coaching sessions, your courses, live workshops, even lead magnets. And the best part, you can have those cute little checkboxes, the tables, text entry areas, and you can even duplicate the templates over and over again so it goes super fast. No design background, no problem. It's super flexible. And I think once you see the example, you're going to get excited about it. So if you're tired of spending hours trying to design something just right and you want a simpler system for delivering this for your clients, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, all that kind of stuff, and stick around here. In just a second, I'm going to share my screen and I'll show you how the workbook, what it looks like and how to create it. So let's get into it. Let me share my screen as always. And I will show you this document that I've created. Whoops. Let me make sure that I'm showing this on the screen. Okay, I'm going to shrink this down a little bit so you can see the big picture. So this is a Google Doc. I'm just going to kind of quickly whip through it, and then I'll come back and talk about it. Look how beautiful this is. And we've got these great fillable fields. So you just put in all of your content, and then you just share it with your people, and they've got this thing ready to go out of the box. And the beautiful thing is you can basically make a template and use that template over and over again for all of your resources. So let me make this a little bigger here and we'll start back up at the top and I'll just kind of walk you through what I've done. So on the first page, I actually have just a basically a background image. And I did go on Canva and I created that. And then, excuse me, just everything here is just a Canva image. All right. And then starting on page 2, you'll notice up here, I have a header. I'll do another video sometime if you need help creating the headers and the footers. The great thing about the headers and the footers is you just enter it once and it shows up on every single page. Okay. And then, it just gets into the document. And if you want a copy of this, mention it down below and I'll make sure to share a copy with you. And some of the steps I'm identifying here is make a copy of this, treat this like a template. So make a copy of it, save it in your like originals folder. So you always have it. And then start out by double clicking on the header, update that with your logo, title, all that kind of stuff. The same thing with the footer here. And here I'm saying I created an image for the footer and I just dropped it in the footer. Okay, so this whole little thing down on the bottom is just an image that I dropped inside of the footer. Now you wouldn't have to do that. You can just, put the text in there and you can have the Google Doc automatically number the pages and stuff. But I just did that so it's there. Okay. And then you just continue building it out. So here I'm saying if you wanted to add fill-in boxes, you simply, here's the secret, you just create a 1-row table. Change the background color so it stands out. And then guess what? People can just type in this just like a fillable form, right? You can add these fill-in boxes, change the background, all of that kind of stuff, right? Let me see. Then here's a section where usually you have something that just talks about who you are, all of that kind of stuff. So basically it's your about page. So I'm just saying this is a section that you use to introduce yourself. Usually I have my about page near the bottom or the end of the document. But again, you can modify this a little bit for each one of your documents that you share with people, but you've got it here to use over and over again. Right. Then how do you do it? You insert the picture, add your details, add more text. Again, you can have another fill-in box if you want. Okay. And here I'm just saying, sometimes you want to display information in 2 columns. So how do I do this? So I'm just saying on this table, I remove the grid lines. And then while I'm actually creating it, I keep the grid lines so I can see where the information goes. And then I just remove the grid lines. Okay. So I'm just kind of telling you how to do it. Here is an example of if you're creating a document that has sections, then I've got an image that I created on Canva and AI, and I'm just dropping those images there. So here I'm saying use images in different fonts for the section breaks to break up the text. And then here, again, depending on what your workbook is, you could be asking questions. So here's a question, and then invite them to fill in the answer. Here's another question, fill in the answer. Okay. Here's another question with some examples. And just to point out also, notice this is in black text, and this is kind of a medium gray, just so it's not in your face. So are you getting the idea about how easy it is just to do this inside of a Google Doc? And then here, who doesn't love those little checkboxes? So you can create something with checkboxes. Like the steps of their course, and they can mark it off, whatever it is, the sky's the limit. You can also create something where, like, if you're going to have maybe you're linking to certain video lessons, you can tell them, hey, click here for the welcome video. Okay. You might have a button that you want them to go to the Facebook group or the membership group. Here's just another way of displaying your information section. And then here I've reversed so that the background is colored there. All right. So I hope this is giving you some ideas. Let me come back here, hide this, giving you some ideas of how easy it is that you can create this fillable workbook, and you don't have to go back and forth among different applications. You don't have to create it on Canva, download it, upload it, all that kind of stuff. And the beautiful thing is, the link will stay the same, but if you need to tweak it, if some directions need to be updated or something, you just tweak that original document. You could let people know, hey, if you downloaded that document, update it, get the fresh copy, and you're good to go. So I hope this was useful. As always, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff, and reach out. What kinds of things would help you in your online business to stay more productive, to create some systems so that it's super easy to build and scale your business? Let me know, and I will create a video for you.